Hey guys, back for video 2. I want to show you my Southeast Asian 20-gallon long biotope that I have set up here. And this one is one that I'm actually pretty fond of because it is such a unique tank. What you're going to see in here is, yes, I have a large amount of green hair algae. That is actually something I intentionally aimed for. You can see I've got betta fish, I've got white cloud minnows, I've got a blue dwarf gourmami. My dojo loke is over here, as well as the hillstream loke right here, this little guy, and female betta right there, regular veil tail, and there's a fancy female in here, as well as a few assassin snails and a bristlenose pleco. Oh, there he is. He's actually showing himself for once. So, what you're seeing is, you know, some people are going to go, oh my god, you have a betta with a bunch of other fish. Yes, betta can actually operate in a community aquarium. It has to do a lot with breaking up the sight lines, as well as creating a large enough space that they feel safe and secure and don't feel like they have to defend territory. So it is something that can be done. I don't necessarily recommend it, but it can be done. Now, as for the green hair algae, it is something I actually went for. I intentionally was hoping to get some algae because it gives much more of a realistic environment for these fish. You know, the algae does serve a purpose, and it, as you can see, it is flourishing and growing beautifully. If you don't think of algae as a pest, because it isn't necessarily a pest. You know, when you're going for a planted aquarium, yes, as you can see, I have plants in here. What's to say that algae is not a plant itself? You know, when you look at the saltwater tanks and saltwater aquariums with reef tanks, they're intentionally trying to grow algae. Why can't we do the same in freshwater community to try and give our tanks a much more realistic environment? You know, that's why in this tank, you can see the live branches. Oh, you can see my fancy female betta in there. She's going to show herself a little bit. You know, I've got actually tiger's eye down here, which, you know, native to Southeast Asia. You've also got, you know, red jasper, as well as a few other stones. And, oh, my hillstream loke wants to show himself off. Now, as for what I have in this tank for supply-wise, I've got a 100-watt Aqueon quartz heater. I've got, which actually in the Blackwater tank behind me, I forgot to mention, there is actually a heater back in there to regulate the water temperature. I've got a Nycrew, much more heavy-duty lighting system than I do on my Blackwater tank. And we're going to flip the switch on that. Give a beautiful nighttime blue glow at night. As well as a very large Marineland biowheel. Due to the heavy stocking nature of this tank, I am massively over-filtering. This biowheel is meant for 50-gallon tanks. This is a 20-gallon long. I have not had an issue with water quality by keeping such a large filter on there. Now, you do see the little tank behind me. This one, pay attention to it. It's going to come up in a later video. Yes, I've got some fake decorations in here, no light, basic little 10-gallon filter in this 5-gallon tank. This is for a puffer tank that I'm working on. This is a breeding tank for snails and ghost shrimp. So, they're going to be feeder food for the puffers. That's what the purpose of this tank is. But for the Southeast Asian tank, I definitely wanted you guys to see that one, see kind of my breakdown on what I've got going on in there. And, you know, if you got questions, comment, let me know. Thanks.